them are not. Some of the protests worldwide have gotten violent, extremely violent. And some countries have stated outright, we're not going to tolerate that kind of nonsense. See, here's the thing that most of y'all don't understand about Israel. Right now, Israel is what is keeping the Middle East from trashing the rest of Europe. I'm not sure how many of y'all remember the bombings of the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Yeah, Israel keeps those people very busy, very well focused on not bombing Harvard. Keeps them busy, not flying airplanes into towers. Worldwide, we got people showing us the security issues that we face. All of our governments are lying to us about their security precautions. Here in the United States, that man flew a gyrocopter to the White House, flew it right onto the lawn. Security breaches in Egypt, Israel, Iran, Afghanistan, all over the place. Simple security breaches. Civilians doing stuff and showing that they can do stuff that we should all be quite afraid of. I'm not sure if you noticed, but the drones that they're using over there in Ukraine are toys. They're toys. You can buy them here in the United States. You can buy a pretty powerful one at Walmart for about $400. You can buy that very same one on AliExpress for $40. That's right, $100 less. No, $360 less. Somebody typed, have you watched The Legends Season 4? I don't even know what that is. Right now I'm speaking about this global jihad thing that's been day of jihad. Only for one day, right? So as long as it's for only one day, then we should allow these Muslims to be violent for a day, right? Because it is a religious thing to declare a jihad. Israel were not the aggressors in this. We give a lot of money to Israel for a reason. Iran and Turkey, both of these nations, are capable of producing, well, stuff you don't want to know about and you don't want to hear about. Oh, come on, did my phone die? There it goes. I had to turn it back on, I guess. It's true we live in a violent world. It's also true that religion is the source of most evils. People want to justify that something is okay for them, but not for another person. I've gotten to see this growing up as a Christian my entire life. Some of the group homes and foster homes that I was in, heavily Christian. My older brother was in places too. I was in Mount St. Vincent's. He went to Colorado Christian Home. These were not good places. These are not places that I would say are okay to send any child. Any child. Now, what we had here was a bunch of assholes who targeted children in specific. There's a lot of people in Palestine who are afraid of Hamas and afraid of what they consider in some places to be a legitimate Palestinian government. No, Hamas are terrorists. They're still classified as terrorists by the Western world. And it's surprising that the United States on multiple occasions didn't say, fuck Israel, we're going in. Because on multiple occasions, Israel has been the only thing standing in the way of us going in there and blowing the living fuck out of those folks ourselves. So how is Israel likely to proceed in this? Well, first of all, you're getting rid of most of the people in the north end of the Gaza Strip. This is important because you're going to have something called walking fire. Ain't no sense messing about with anything on top unless you're trying to convince people as a kindness gesture to leave the vicinity. If the Israelis feel like being kind, like, hey, we gave you 24 hours and you're not out of there. So here's what's going to happen. Here's a few door knockers to let you know that we're coming in. It's probably your last chance to get the fuck out of there before the bunker busters drop and walking fire from south to north. What that's going to do is anybody who tries to flee in that entire quarantined northern section of Gaza, anyone who tries to flee the bombs is going to have to flee north. They're bottlenecked. They're trapped. Now, they'll try to drop a lot of bunker busters, and they'll need to. You got to soften up the ground and crush the tunnels underneath. They're also likely to use, at least in the tunnel networks, some thermobaric natured items. Yeah. If they're able to find entrances, if they don't cave all the entrances in. Israel doesn't seem to be real keen on using thermobarics. The most booby-trapped place ever recorded is a refugee camp in the Gaza Strip. Now, this refugee camp is famous. It's famous because it goes and booby traps the living out of it. A lot of those civilians have been killed by. After the walking fire, that's when the troops will go in. Pitfalls, but they'll have to worry about those traps a lot less, because when them bunker busters go under, they throw a lot up in the air. It's basically like creating an earthquake every time one of them hits, and they're going to hit with a lot of them. You're going to have to. That tunnel network, they can't allow that to stand. The Egyptians closed down the ones that they were aware of, but that doesn't mean they're the only ones that exist. Also, a lot of people have suggested that the Palestinians go to Egypt. First of all, Egypt won't take them. Palestinians being revisited upon them. Anybody suggesting that you hand the Palestinians over to the Egyptians after what the Egyptians did is just asking for trouble. You're asking for genocide. At least Israel is allowing people to get out of there. But they will level everything. Those bunker busters, they don't need to hit